I've been asked to talk to you guys about believe in yourself, and I thought, let's tackle it, obviously, from the spiritual side and from the psychological side. So we'll do both, and you'll be surprised to find something in between, hopefully. Okay, so first of all, I'll start with the psychological side. But before I start, let's do a bit of a warm-up. What do you guys think self-belief is about? Confidence? No? It's quite self-explanatory. Self-belief. Who are we believing in? Ourselves, in me. Okay, so we're talking about me being confident in my own skills, me believing in my own skills, but then obviously we're going to twist it slightly when we come to the spiritual side. With religion, with Christianity, with the Bible, with God, what does God say? Believe in who? In Him. So you'll be surprised to see what's going on between both. All right, so last time I came, I introduced a book. This time, don't worry, it's not going to be a book. It's going to be one little theory that we're going to work on, and then we'll break into bits. Okay, so what does psychology say? There is a theory called the self-efficacy theory by a guy called Albert Bandura. And self-efficacy basically means the belief in one's own ability to accomplish something. So it's basically saying self-belief. Self-efficacy is the same as self-belief. So I'm going to be switching between both self-efficacy and self-belief. Guys, I can see that I've already lost you. And this is only the beginning. I promise you it won't be that bad, and I'll be quick. Okay? Okay, so it's the belief in our own abilities. Generally, people, we all attempt things. And if we think we're going to succeed at doing something, we'll definitely attempt it. We'll definitely do it. We'll go in with full confidence. If we think we're going to fail, we won't even attempt it. Now, individuals who have high self-belief or high self-efficacy, when they're faced with a challenge, they don't back off. When they're faced with a difficult task, they don't back off. They see it as a challenge, they put more effort in. People with low self-efficacy or low self-esteem, when they're faced with a difficult task, they see it as a threat, and they avoid it, and they think, look, I can't do it, so I'm not even going to attempt it. So two types. Those who have high self-efficacy think, okay, yes, this is difficult, but I'm not going to give up. I'm going to put extra effort until I've completed the task. People with low self-efficacy think, look, this is too difficult. It's just easy for me to run away and avoid it. So think with exams. Those with high self-efficacy will think, all right, I've got an exam coming up. I'm going to put like a month worth of revision. I'm going to really do this. I'm going to brainstorm it. I'm going to have my index cards. I'm going to practice exam papers. Like I'm really going to put 110% effort. Those with self-efficacy, when they're facing an exam, they'll be like, okay, this is hard. I can't do chemistry. What am I going to do? What am I going to do? They panic. And that panic, which we'll talk about later, could be the result of them actually failing the exam. So it wasn't even them not having the knowledge, but it's the stress that put them off. Okay? Think within yourself, which one are you? And then we'll talk about how to improve one way or the other. Okay. Basically, the theory argues there are four main factors that influences whether we have high self-belief or whether we have low self-belief. First one is our mastery experience. Basically what this means is, if I've done a task before, it could be a small task, it doesn't have to be a huge major task. يعني مثلا, it's not the exam that I'm sitting, but it's the exam paper, the practice that I did at home, and I've completed it. That's a small task. and I've mastered it. Like I'm happy with the results, I'm happy with the effort I've put in. And then another little task after it would be مثلا to do a piece of coursework, and I've completed it and I've done really well. So that's like 2 tasks that I've completed and mastered until I get to the final big challenging task, which is the exam. I'm good, I'm confident with the exam. Lenny, I know I've done 2 other tasks before that I've succeeded. That's improved my confidence in myself, that's improved my self-esteem, self-belief. So I'm good to accept the challenge of the final exam. Does that make sense? So it's building up mastery slowly and task by task that tends to improve our self-esteem. So it's not, and this is where psychology has shifted quite recently. At first, psychology used to say, it's best if you like hype yourself up. Like, yeah, I can do this. Yeah, I'm so good. Like, yes, I could do it. And you really build yourself up. You come to the exam, you don't do so well, it flops. Now, psychology is saying, actually, if you really want to improve your self-esteem, it's not about this false hyping myself up. It's about building little tasks before it and mastering little tasks before it successfully that helps me build my self-esteem. Do you get the difference? Yeah? Which will work really nicely later when we talk about our Christian point of view, because in the Bible, what does God say? What does the Bible say? Is it me saying, yes, I can do this? Or is it me saying, I can do this through Christ? So we have someone else that we rely on. Psychology is saying it's us, but Taban religion is saying it's God. We'll go into a bit more detail in a bit. All right, second factor, it's called vicarious experience. So it's basically, I see someone my age, close to me, same year, same, topic, subject, someone who's very close to me, succeed in that particular task, that automatically makes me think, oh wait, hold up, I've got a good chance of doing this. So then when I enter that challenge, I'm entering it with a lot of confidence. Like I'm about to walk into my biology exam. I've seen Bish do his biology exam and he came out like top grades, like A's and like amazing. And like we're similar age. I'm like, okay, yes, if Bish can do it, I can do it. So it's vicarious, like it's learning through others. What they succeed in, and I see it, helps me build my self-belief. If Bish fails his biology exam, but if I witness that Bish failed his biology exam, that could slightly lower my self-belief, thinking, okay, something's going on. But then we can work on that and think, halas, I can put extra effort. Okay, so that's vicarious learning. Verbal persuasion is another factor. And a lot of teachers and coaches use that. And we tend to use it, I think, as servants as well. And it's the idea of encouraging others. So I know, مثلا, I've got a task at hand. And I know, مثلا, Sophia is so good at football. And I know we've got a football match coming up. I'll encourage Sophia. Sophia, do you know what? You'll be good as a defense. Take that position. Go for it. Hopefully Sophia will listen. She'll be like, "Khalas, yes, I can do that." And she'll take on the position and take on the role. So verbal persuasion is another thing that really works, helps our self-belief. Is it making sense so far? Yeah? Okay. Last one. Somatic, which is physical, and our emotional state plays a huge part in our self-belief. If, for example, I'm at work and I have a meeting coming up with my manager for like the yearly review, okay? If I'm stressed and anxious before that meeting, that automatically drops my self-belief. Even though, as a worker, as a colleague, I could actually be very good. Yani, I do everything perfect. I've got no faults. There are no complaints about me. I follow all the policies and the rules. But if I stress about it, I've automatically dipped myself. So stress and your emotional well-being before, during the before the task, during the task, can really influence your self-belief. The good thing about these 4 factors is that it's within us to control it. Yani, how I feel, I can control that. So if I know, مثلا, I stress before doing something, or I stress before doing a challenging task, if I work on myself and teach myself to lower my stress, I've already achieved like 70% of my success. The same thing with the other ones. Hold on. With mastery, with the mastering experience, it's within my hand. I know I can do this. It's not about, يعني ما في حد حيعملها. I'm going to do it. So it's me. Does that make sense? Like the control is within me. How I feel, how I experience it, how I deal with it is within me. And as a result, my self-esteem will either go up, so self-belief will either go up or it will go down. So the power is within you. Does that make sense? Because sometimes when we have low self-esteem, it tends to be the result of me thinking the control is not with me. The control is externally. Something is not working right for me, therefore I can't control it, therefore I'm not very good at it. But no, the control is not external. The control is internal. It's in me. It's within my hands, how I deal with the situation and how I build my self-belief. Okay? Right. Bandura in 1991 expanded his theory and he said, which is very important, basically, I'm going to summarize this whole little bit. He expanded his theory stating that we emotionally process our feelings and thoughts after completion of task influence. Okay, so basically it's the after. So we've had the task, we've done the exam, مثلا, let's go back to the example of the exam. We've done the exam, or I've had my interview. I don't know the results yet. The minute I step out of that hall or the minute I step out of the office, without me realizing, I will automatically start evaluating how I did in the exam or in the interview, which is good, which is fine. Self-evaluation is very good because that's how we learn. But it depends on how I do it. If I evaluate the situation in a negative way, oh, I was so bad. Oh, he asked me such a difficult question, I couldn't answer it. Oh, that paper, that exam, that question 5 was like a 12 marker and I know I messed it up. If I start talking negatively about what I think I did, that automatically drops my self-belief. But if we flip it on the other side and think, like, okay, question 5 was, okay, yes, it was a 5-pointer. I know I've at least covered 4 points in there out of the 5, which is good. 4 points is good, it's better than nothing. Or that question he asked me about my work experience. Yes, I've done 2 pieces of work experience out of 3. 2 is still good. Like, you're more compassionate towards yourself. When you're evaluating yourself, you're gentle. You're not too hard. That improves your self-belief. So how you evaluate the situation or the task improves your self-belief. Does this make sense? Yeah? Okay, I'm going to give you a personal experience. Football. Right, we had our football training last week. Fakhur is not here, is he? Okay, good, so I can talk about this. All right, we've had our football training last week. Now, we do half an hour of drills, and then the last half an hour, we play a match. And Fakhori always complains, we don't communicate enough together as players when we're playing in the game. This is a ladies' kufta, by the way. You're all welcome to attend, ladies. It's like an open invitation. Okay? So he always complains that we don't communicate. And he always says, when the boys play football, they shout, they communicate, they say, I'm here, back it, man on, like proper talk to each other. But with us, sometimes you can almost hear like a pin drop when we're playing. That's like how quiet we are, which is very unusual for women. So he struggles to get us to talk. Now, what he did, which was very sneaky, and it really bothered me the whole week, he went during the match, it was 8 versus 8. For one of the teams, he decided mid-game to introduce 3 random players without the team knowing while the game is on. Yani, we've got our positions, you know where you are, you're playing defense, you're playing midfield or whatever, so you're good, your players are good. Suddenly 3 people come on, it messes up the whole game, you get lost, you don't know who's playing who, so you've come on, are you taking left, am I taking right? The FIA, like it suddenly confuses the game. And the game was a shamble. Yani my team, we had the extra players, so we were 8, 9, 10, 11 versus 8, and we couldn't even score. That's how shamble and crazy it was. And he kept shouting, we were non-bids. So he was like, non-bids, if you don't score, you're going home. Yani, come on, he's threatening us to get us to score a goal. And it was not happening. That goal was not happening. Whereas previously, we did score. Yani, we do play well. But that game just did not happen. And that really bugged me the whole week. So I saw Fakhori on Friday. I was like, Fakhori, that game was a shamble. Why did you do that? Why did you add 3 players kid out of nowhere? You genuinely confused me. Yani, I was playing attack. I found myself at the back in defense. And Fakhori was shouting, Dina, move up your attack. I'm like, طيب ما في attack, too many attacks. طب أعمل إيه؟ أقعد defense ولا أمشي attack? So I was like complaining, Fakhori, why did you do that? And he was like, do you know what was the point of the game? It was communication. The point was when these 3 players entered, one of you guys should have said, okay, you take left, you take right, I'll take middle. You should have communicated with each other. So that was his point. But now that I know, tomorrow when we play football, I've got these people, I'm communicating. If he puts 3 extra players, I'm communicating. But it was the after feedback that really helped me. It was when I went up to Fakhori and I asked, Fakhori, what was the point of the task? What did I miss? Why didn't it work out? Him explaining it was about communication. It was like a light bulb moment in my head. Whereas the whole week I'm thinking, yani, okay, I'm okay player, but I can't be that bad in the end. You can't even score. Like, I could have easily fallen into negative talk. I could have easily said, Dina, you're really not good at midfield. Dina, you're really not good at striking. Maybe you should sit back and play defense, it's easier. Yeah, I could have really negatively self-talked. But I thought, before I do that, let me at least understand what the point of the task was. And this is the important bit. It's how you evaluate the situation afterwards that matters. The situation's happened. What's happened has already happened. It's within your hand to either learn from it and you move up. Your self-belief moves up, your skills move up, your next task, you're better for it, better adjusted for it, or you self-negatively talk and you bring yourself down. So this is where the shift in psychology happened. This bit about evaluating in connection to your self-belief, it wasn't there before. This is the new bit. And Pandora is now saying, no, بالعكس, when you evaluate and you talk about what went wrong, how I could improve it, that's the bit that matters. Okay? So, and finally, the last bit. There's a lot of talk about self-worth. So me saying, oh, I'm so good. Oh, I can do this. You know what, Fakhori, give me any game. I will score 10 goals. Like hyping myself up, thinking, that's it, I'm worthy. I'm a worthy player. This theory doesn't include worthiness, which is good, because self-belief is believing in my ability rather than my worth. If I think I'm not worth it, it doesn't mean I can't do it. Do you get the difference? Yani, how I think about myself doesn't stop me from doing the task. And this is what the theory is asking for, is for you to take that first step and do the task. Even if it's a baby step, just take that first step and do the task. Don't worry about how you think about yourself. Don't worry about the thinking. Don't worry about the feeling. Just get up and do the task. That's what helps build your self-belief. Okay? So, in summary, self-belief comes from doing rather than thinking. So forget the false hyping myself up and being all like, I'm it, I can do it. Lenny, that can really flop because you really sometimes cannot do it. But when you cannot do it and you self-evaluate and think, why didn't I do it? What went wrong? What could I improve on for the next time? That's what matters the most. Okay, this is what psychology is saying. Now, what is God saying? Usually, psychology and God don't really meet. Psychologists, they analyze behavior. They say, yes, we see this A, B, and C type of behavior. These are the facts. This is what we found. But they totally leave God out of the picture. They don't acknowledge any things are done because God is in the picture. Surprisingly, with the new shift, there is now a nice bridge between self-belief, the self-efficacy theory, and the Bible. What do you guys think that bridge could be, from what I've said so far? Go on.
The biblical part has an addition, which is God, but the self-efficacy is only us.
Yep. Okay. Okay. Khalas. I'll question more after. You're on the right track. Okay. First verse in the Bible. The most popular verse in the Bible. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Philippians 4:13. It's talking about taking action, which the self-efficacy theory talks about taking action, but it's doing it through Christ. So I'm taking action through Christ. Yes, I have an exam coming up. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to say, God, it's in your hand. You help me with it. I've got the interview coming up. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to say, God, I'm taking you with me to that interview. You are going to talk on my behalf. Okay? So yes, self-efficacy theory talks about taking action. Bible also says take action, but we take it in Christ. Next bit, we mentioned the 4 factors. Mastery experience talks about succeeding and mastering little tasks in order to build our self-esteem, our self-belief. Now the Bible says, I will remember the deeds of the Lord. Yes, I will remember your miracles of long ago. So it's talking about accomplishments that God has helped me accomplish previously that I will remember. So it's mastery. It's mastering experiences. Does that make sense? Yani, through God, we do accomplish things. Because on our own, we won't really accomplish much. But if we rely on God, we'll accomplish a lot more. And the more I rely on Him, the more He helps me with my tasks, the more I develop my mastery experiences, the higher my self-efficacy goes. But the nice thing is, my self-efficacy then becomes based on Christ, not just based on me. Because the man, when psychology was saying it's me, it flopped. But now we're saying it's Christ will definitely succeed. Factor number 2, vicarious learning through others. How does that tie into the Bible? This is very easy. Learning through others. The Bible, our church, previous Christian leaders, role models. No? Okay, saints. All the saints before us. They've all died, the martyrs. They've been amazing role models. We learn through their experience. Saint Abadeir was 12 years old. 12? I believe 12, yes? He was 12 years old when he went up and said, I'm a Christian and I'm not scared. And he got the crown. He received the crown of martyrdom. That's seeing a role model before me do something that succeeds, helps me build my experience and helps me build my self-belief. The verse was Hebrews 13:7. Remember your leaders, consider the outcome of their way of life and imitate their faith. So we're talking about learning through the disciples, the apostles, the saints, the martyrs, and so on. And last one, verbal persuasion. Verbally encouragement increases self-belief. What does the Bible say? Does the Bible say encourage each other or not encourage each other? The Bible say no? The Bible says, therefore, encourage one another and build each other up. So spoken encouragement builds self-belief. Do you guys see the bridge? Do you see both theory, psychology for once, is actually indirectly, even though they're not going to admit and say, yes, it's God, but indirectly, that shift that happened agrees nicely with our belief, with our Bible, with God. By the way, it doesn't happen a lot. Psychology does not agree a lot. Somatic and emotional state, reducing our stress and anxiety and our fear builds self-belief. What's the most popular phrase in the Bible? Do not fear. Most popular phrase in the Bible, do not fear. Again, fear. Fear is what brings us down. And Christ is talking about it. Psychology is talking about it. Fear really blocks us. We could have the ability, we could have the skill, we could be very well qualified to do something, but if I let fear come in, it automatically blocks me. Because in your head, the challenge or the task is, or the fear makes the challenge 10 times worse in your head than it actually is in reality. Yeah? Do you agree? Do you feel that sometimes? Sometimes it could be a very simple task, and it's basically, driving for the first time. I remember the first time I've ever driven a car, I was panicking. I felt like when the instructor told me to sit on the driver's seat, and now I'm in control of the car, and he told me to drive off and start, I felt like I was going up a mountain and I'm about to fall off a cliff. In my head, that fear really exaggerated my situation. Now, 20 odd years later, I'm driving, it's a piece of cake. Why was I worried? Why did my fear expand so much? Why did I let my fear expand so much? So fear is a big thing. If you control your fear with God's grace, your self-belief automatically goes up. You go into that task believing in yourself that you can do it. In Christ, with Christ. Okay, so our verse is, have I not commanded you, be strong and courageous, do not be afraid, do not be discouraged, for the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go. Wherever you go, you're not alone. God is with you. God is backing you up. Whatever task you're about to walk in, whatever situation you're about to walk in, whatever thing you're about to do, you are not alone. God is with you, and He is backing you up. So definitely don't fear. So in conclusion, psychology explains how we can work on our self-belief, how self-belief works. but the Bible explains where we should base our self-belief. So basing my self-belief on just me, on my own strength, that won't take you very far. But basing it on God, it will take you very far. But at least I understand what I need to do to improve my self-belief. Are you guys with me? All right, let me test you. How can I improve my self-belief so far? No? No? Okay, with God. Go on at the back. You want to say something? Go on, Saskia. Trust in God. Okay. Okay. Since you guys didn't really give me an answer, I'm going to answer it for you. Steps to how I can build my self-belief. Based on what we've said, the theory, based on God, the Bible, the first and foremost, this is the practical part now. So this is what I want you guys, with God, to do. Okay? Start with the small, achievable tasks and do them quite regularly. Yani, don't climb the mountain. Just take the first step up the mountain. Right? Don't think, okay, the mountain is up there. I'm like Superman. I'm going to jump it from here and I'm going to reach the top within seconds. Nope. That is the false hyping that used to happen before. That's not going anywhere. It's yes, okay, I can see the mountain. I can see the mountaintop. I know I need to get there, but I'm going to take it step by step. And this is building mastery. So small tasks. Break that big task you have into small chunks and achieve them. Tick them off. Reward yourself. If you're revising, مثلا, you guys are in uni, aren't you? Yes? Uni age? ولا خلصتوا uni? A bit lower, college. Okay, so you have exams. We're doing exams. Right, so for example, if you're sitting down to revise and you set yourself a task of, مثلا, today I want to do a whole section. Halfway, stop yourself, acknowledge that you've achieved half of it so far, reward yourself. Give yourself a chocolate bar, مثلا, or go have a cake. Just small little rewards, small little tasks, and then move on to the next bit. Yeah, so take it small steps, bit by bit. Don't jump up, just small bits, and reward yourself along the way. Number 2, evaluate post-task. So after you've completed the task, evaluate it, right? Do what I did. Go to Fakhori and ask, why did you do that? Think, what did I do right? Or what went right? What didn't go right? And what can I change to make it better? So evaluate the task. And most importantly, look at setbacks as information, not failure. Yani if I didn't accomplish it, or I didn't succeed, don't label yourself as a failure. Don't think, oh, okay, la, I can't do this, I failed this, I must be really bad at this. No, think of it, okay, I didn't succeed. Why I didn't succeed is my piece of information that I need. How I can make it better is the piece of information that I need. So use that setback as information that you can improve on. Number 3, observe and learn from other role models around you. It's fine, you can watch other people, see how they did it. Yani, what method did they take? Yani, for example, if you're driving from A to B, there are probably 4 different routes to get from A to B. You're not sure which route to take yet, okay? مثلا, Abuna took route A, see what happened to Abuna. I took route B, see what happened to me. Marco took route C, see what happened to him. See the routes, see who did what happened, and which one failed, which one succeeded. So learn from others. Right, accept encouragement and constructive feedback. I just want to say, but don't be disheartened if you don't get an encouragement. Yani, if you're about to do something and you feel that, you know, I handed in that piece of coursework, why didn't my teacher say it was a good piece of work? Or why didn't my teacher say I should have done, you know, I did a really good job? If you don't get the encouragement, don't worry, like don't hang yourself up on it. If you get it, all good. But if you don't, it's fine. This is my only bit, is the accept encouragement. But constructive feedback, absolutely. Don't get offended. Constructive feedback builds. Constructive feedback really helps you push. So if your teacher says, you know what, section B should have been a little bit more clearer, or your conclusion wasn't too clear, don't get offended. Relax, take on. Any feedback that you get is for your benefit. It helps you with point number 2, which is the evaluation. When you evaluate things, that feedback helps with the evaluation. Because I know a lot of people feel offended when they get some sort of feedback. They may feel a bit attacked, a bit threatened, but no, relax, use it for your benefit. Number 5, and then that in return will develop your self-esteem, your courage, your peace, stronger faith and confidence, and your greater willingness to act again, and you repeat the cycle.